From the Samsung Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Brought to you by SSP TV and the Standard Speaker.
The heat is on again. We are in the midst of a heat wave number 2 for the summer season, and as many get ready to celebrate America's birthday this weekend, we found folks doing what they could just to stay cool on this TGIF. And later on News 13, taxpayers who live in the Hazleton area school district should get ready to dig deep into their pockets. Taxes are going up in some spots now that there is a budget in place. Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us, everyone. I'm Kristen Bazinski. The temperature is once again soaring up into the 90s today, and for the weekend ahead, folks are doing whatever they can to stay cool right now. And of course, the best way to do so, if you like to be outside, is to take a dip in the pool. It's the second heat wave of the season, cooking the Northeast, and we found tons of swimmers, big and small, diving into the Cunningham pool at Whispering Willows Park. Some of the kiddos were keeping their swim interesting and playing a fun game in the water, but most importantly, they were keeping cool.
Somebody's a shark, and when you're the minnows, the shark tries to tag you, and then you're it. I'm going in the pool and swimming.
Yeah, I bring my sons here. My daughter comes, my wife. We have a great time here. Awesome place to be during the summer.
Swimming, going off the diving board.
You got to come to the pool on a day like today. This is my beach, so this takes place of coming to the beach.
Looks like everyone at the pool having fun in the sun, and the high temps look like they will continue to soar throughout the weekend. We'll tell you more about that in the forecast coming up, but remember, everyone, stay hydrated and wear that sunscreen. And if you have elderly neighbors or family, make sure you check in on them frequently during this heat wave. Bottom line, stay safe in the summer sun. And speaking of swimming to keep cool, as Independence Day approaches, families will enjoy together time in the pools and beaches across the country. With this in mind, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission is sharing some sobering statistics on the number of drownings during previous July 4th holidays. In 2011, there were 25 drowning incidents involving children younger than 15 over the week of the July 4th holiday. In 2010, 24 drowning incidents were reported during that same time period. And annually, there are about 390 pool or spa-related drownings for children younger than 15. Another 5,200 children of that age go to the hospital emergency rooms for near-drowning injuries, and an unknown number of children are seriously brain damaged. To see these statistics for yourself and to get educated on swim safety, make sure you log on to www.poolsafely.gov. Simple water steps that could help families avoid a tragedy this holiday season include staying close, being alert, and watching children in and around the pool, and never leave a child unattended in a pool or spa. Teaching children basic water safety skills could save lives, and on July 4th, we invite you to tune into News 13 for a special report on the Hazleton YMYWCA's swim safety program and lessons that are offered. We'll call it a compromise amongst Hazleton area school directors. With 4 budget plans on the table, the board combined different aspects of at least 2 of them to come up with the money plan approved Thursday night. Luzerne and Carbon County residents will see an increase in taxes, while Schuylkill residents who live in the district will see a decrease. And in the end, the district will be able to move forward with renovating the Can-Do building, which will be the district's Academy of Sciences in Butler Township. But the money plan also eliminates several employees, including the Director of Transportation, Fred Mariano, who will be given a $20,000 severance pay, a stipulation Mariano negotiated with school board members before Thursday's budget passing. Now, News 13 talked with 2 board members who voted for this budget option.
There was a compromise between really option 2 and option 3. 2C allows us to move forward with the building projects. The Maple Manor building, which we're really excited about opening and alleviating the overcrowding and almost all of our city elementary schools. Moving forward with the magnet school, I had an opportunity just a few moments ago to speak to a father of an 8th grader who is in the McAdoo area, and the daughter is excited to be a part of this program as it's starting. There's so much excitement for these new programs and these new buildings that to me represented a way for us to continue to put student achievement and student safety at the forefront, while again trying to eliminate overburdening our taxpayers.
We're in a different situation than other districts. Our enrollment's still going up. We need buildings, we need space, we need to put kids in other buildings. We have 2 buildings. The state has basically threw a wrench into everything, and you have a choice of sitting back and waiting and just letting the overcrowding continue, or try to do something. I just think it's the right thing to do. The popular thing to do is just sit there and say, well, let the buildings sit and not raise taxes and stay overcrowded. I don't think that's what we should be doing, and that's why I voted for it. I think, after a long, hard look, we need space for our kids, and we have the buildings, so we might as well try to use them.
Now, Wallace was also pleased with the board's vote last night to reopen 3 of the district's swimming pools. He's been an advocate for bringing back the pools ever since they were closed by the board last year to save money. Voting against the budget were directors Carmela Yankiewicz, Steve Hahn, Clarence John, and Tony Bonomo, all citing to News 13 that they were not in favor of a tax hike. To learn more about the Hazleton Area School District budget, you can check out Mia Light's story on the money plans passing in today's edition of the Standard Speaker. Pennsylvania state senators passed the budget just a few hours ago, one day before deadline, meeting Governor Tom Corbett's pledge for a second straight year to approve an on-time budget. In just 2 days, the $27.7 billion spending plan for the next year goes into effect. That plan increases spending without raising taxes. 1.5% spending to be exact, primarily for health care for the poor and public employee pensions, while adding hundreds of millions of dollars in new tax reductions for businesses. The plan also gets rid of about that amount in aid from benefits for the poor, disabled, homeless, or troubled. As the investigation continues involving an employee of the Cunningham Borough Authority, the board continues to move forward with improving the working conditions and the authority as a whole. The board met in a rare early afternoon session today to address some personnel issues and to pay some bills. We've been telling you about the investigation involving the manager of the authority. While not many details have been released regarding that situation, we do know that there was reportedly missing equipment belonging to the authority. And also, you may remember us telling you about deplorable conditions at the authority's building along Butler Avenue. Feces, dirt, cobwebs, even rodents. That problem on its way to being taken care of, we're told. Authority Chairman Ken Tamborski says the authority workers are now operating out of the former Addicts building, and that the equipment has been cleaned and sanitized. Today, the authority also approved the resignation of the authority's manager, James Wazalewski. Now the search will begin for a new manager.
There's the water side, there's the sewer side. We're actually 2 companies in one entity, so we have to have that experience. A business background would be very important. That has to move forward towards the business background. And again, sanitation, compliance, and human relations, that type of stuff.
For now, the remaining employees are covering the hours left open and are enjoying their new, clean working environment. Coming up on News 13, we'll head to the green where dozens of golfers were teeing off for local youth. But first, the mayor of Hazleton is urging city residents to clean up or pay up. A new ordinance goes into effect Monday. We'll tell you all about it next.
It's time for the Movie Minute on News 13, your weekly look at what's playing at Regal Cinema 10 just outside the Laurel Mall. Lots of great flicks to check out this weekend and beat the heat. New to the big screen is Medea's Witness Protection. A Wall Street investment banker who has been set up as the linchpin of his company's mob-backed Ponzi scheme is relocated with his family to Aunt Medea's southern home. Also hitting the theaters, People Like Us. Sam is a 20-something fast-talking salesman. His latest deal collapses on the day he learns that his father has suddenly died. While settling his deceased father's estate, he finds out he has a sister that he never knew about, and the highly anticipated Magic Mike hits theaters, a dramatic comedy set in the world of male strippers. For all the showtimes at Regal Cinema 10, call 450-7454. Or to speak to a movie attendant, call 450-7340. And to find the entire Regal Cinema schedule and movie showing times, visit our website at ssptv.com.
SSP TV Sports on News 13 with Fred Barletta Jr.
What better way to start off the weekend than some District 18 Little League Baseball? We've got a pair of games tonight, 2 tomorrow. Should be interesting ones. I'd advise you to get out and see one of them. Anyhow, here's what's tonight. You'd have to take the trip over to Freeland and that beautiful facility, and that's where you're going to see Tamaqua taking on Freeland. Tamaqua bombed Lansford, and then you had Freeland sneaking by Talminzing Township. Meanwhile, down at Butler Township tonight, Valley East and Tri-Valley. Valley East, who got by Franklin Township, Tri-County doubled up West Hazelton. So that's the way we move on in the winners bracket. Now, in the elimination bracket, we got a pair of games tomorrow. Lansford, they're going to be going up against Talminzing. Meanwhile, Franklin Township and Valley West will hook up. So 2 of those teams will go. 2 of them will advance. We'll wait and see those games tomorrow. Now, over the weekend, we got 1 game in the 9-10 tournament tomorrow. That's going to be Valley East and West Hazelton. And meanwhile, on Sunday, you're going to see Valley West playing. Valley West is going to play the winner of whoever comes out of the loser bracket final. So, very interesting matchup right there. Same thing down south. Tamaqua Blue, they're waiting to see who the winner, or survivor, we should say, of the loser bracket is. Meanwhile, Jim Thorpe Blue, Talminzing, that's the other half of the bracket that will determine what's going on there. So it's starting to get very interesting in District 18 Little League Baseball. Doesn't seem that long ago, Russ Kanzler, Kyle Landis were playing District 18 Little League Baseball, both of them for Valley West, incidentally. Kanzler last night helped his Columbus club double up Norfolk. He had 2 runs knocked in, had a double. Kyle Landis back on the beam. He pitched 2 innings, gave up just 1 hit, struck out 3. His Akron team, easy winners over Erie. Scranton Wilkes-Barre, they get an easy win. And Lehigh Valley, same thing as they knocked off Rochester. There's your schedule of minor league baseball of interest today. Tonight, Yankees try to regroup after a gut-wrenching loss last night. If you're a Yankee fan, that is. If you don't like the Yanks, you thought it was great. Meanwhile, Phillies make their first trip of the year to Miami to see the new digs. Tampa Bay, they just can't seem to get anything going. Came up on the short end of the home opener against the Tigers. See what happens tonight. Cardinals and Pirates, Mets, and the L.A. Dodgers. That one out at Chavez Ravi. And it's brought to you tonight by Stripes and Strikes. A lot more than just baseball and softball. How about for the golfers out there? That's right, they got you covered too. All sorts of golf-lined equipment, from the right clothing to all of the right accessories. You'll find them at Stripes and Strikes. It's the area's newest retailer, located on Route 309. Look for the green awning across from Genetti's Best Western. Stripes and Strikes. Make the right call.
All right, on this Friday here are your winning midday lottery numbers. Your daily number 942, Big 4 7788, Quinto 95932, and Treasure Hunt 14, 15, 25, 27, 30. Good luck.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. First tonight, happy birthday to Lisa, Mom Galbiati. This wish comes with love from your son Carmen and family. Also tonight, happy birthday Mario Decosmo Sr. Love from your mother and your family. Tonight's Talk of the Town report, an open house benefit concert for the J.W. Cooper Community Center in Shenandoah will be held Saturday, July 7th in the auditorium. Vocalist Leilani Chisonis will be performing. Tickets are $6 and will be available at the door or by calling 570-617-8920. And one more announcement. The Lumber River Quartet will be performing at St. John's Methodist Church, located at Poplar and Juniper Streets in Hazleton on Tuesday, July 3rd. A free will offering will be accepted and everyone is welcome to attend this event. So hope to see you at this one, and that's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Mary B. Patrol, formerly of Tresco. Funeral will be held Monday at noon in the Church of All Saints in McAdoo. Friends may call from 10 a.m. to noon at the church. The Damiano Funeral Home is assisting the family with the arrangements. Irene E. Carter, formerly of Whitehaven. Memorial services will be held Monday at 10 a.m. in the Park Methodist Church in Freeland. Friends may call from 9 to 10 a.m. in the church. The McNulty Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Thomas Michael Koelig of Port Orange, Florida. Memorial services being planned for later this year in Freeland. And Maude Cunningham of Weatherly. Graveside service will be held Tuesday at 11 a.m. in the Union Cemetery. Arrangements are by the Philip J. Jeffries Funeral Home. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazleton. Free delivery to all local funeral homes. Call 570-454-0111. And by Mia's. Don't settle for second best when dining out. Discover Mia's new all low-price dinner menu. And remember, there's always plenty of free gated parking behind the Markle Building.
We're back here at Treasure Hunt, and let me tell you, the swimsuits are just flying off the racks with these incredible prices. We have name brand items. We have all sizes for every shape out there, women, and we have one piece, we have two pieces, we have tankinis. They're just $19. Some of these are going for $100 in other stores. More new items for the ladies. We have Champion shirts in all different shades and styles. They're just $4. And check out the swimming trunks we have for the women. If you want to go in the pool with these, are water resistant, only $5. More new items for the ladies. These range from small to 3X, and they're only $5. Brand new items arriving daily. Check out, like I said, all of the swimsuit items here. We're opening Wednesday through Sunday, 10 to 4. Remember, this week for the 4th of July, we are closed. We'll see you next week.
Well, the mayor of Hazleton says residents have the weekend to clean up their properties, or come Monday, they can expect a ticket. It's called the Quality of Life Ordinance, and it's urging residents to clean up their act or pay up. Fines start at $25 but can reach up to $100. The accumulation of rubbish, animal waste, not cleaned up, high grass, and littering are just a few of the several violations that will not be tolerated.
Violations are numbered. They're violation 1, 2, and 3. What's going to happen is the first violation is a $25 fine. It increases for the second to $50 and to the third for $100. What we're going to do, it's going to be myself, the other 2 people in the code enforcement office, 2 officers in health, and fire chief and his two deputies. We're going to sit down on Monday before we do anything. What we're going to do is section off the city. We're each going to take a section.
Well, take care of your property on Saturday and Sunday, because Monday we'll be out ticketing. So clean up and get Hazleton back to a clean city.
Mayor Yannuzzi says the ordinance has been in the works for quite a while, and now that the tickets are in, they are not wasting any time giving them out. All right, it sure was a scorcher today, and beating the heat isn't always easy, especially when temperatures hit the 90-degree mark like they did today. So what will your Friday night be like? We'll get to the weather in just a bit, but first, a creative condition from Elijah Contreras from Arthur Street Elementary School. It looks like Elijah was cooling off by taking a swim on a sunny day. Now, it might be hard to see Elijah. He's down there in the water. He's yellow, and this is a little kindergartner, Elijah. So thanks, Elijah, for sharing your picture with us and a little sun in the corner. Now on to your weather for the evening. Mostly clear skies with a low down to 67 tonight, so you're looking at a very mild evening. Mostly sunny for your Saturday with a chance of a thunderstorm. We're going to hit 86, but in many areas it will be above 90. Just windows and much, much more, bringing you the forecast. 636-1133 First Street, Freeland. Better windows plus better installation equal Just Windows. Visit justwindowsandmore.com. Well, the weather was a little warm, but still made for a beautiful day for the folks who hit the green and took a swing in hopes for a hole-in-one to support one local organization. At the annual Partners for Youth Golf Tournament held by the Hazleton YMYWCA Friday afternoon, This tournament teed off at the 18-hole green at Sand Springs Country Club, and there were some pretty great prizes for hole-in-one hitters, including a vacation, Callaway golf clubs, and a $10,000 grand prize. All of the proceeds from the tournament benefit the Y directly. The YMYWCA has been a part of the lives of children, adolescents, and families of the Hazleton area for over 100 years now, and continues to provide youth services through tournament participants and generous donations from many sponsors, including McNeilus Home Care and Dreyfus Insurance Agency. Now, the coordinators thank everyone who came out to support, even if their drives landed in a sand trap. That's where mine would have been. It was all in good fun. All right, we have more news and information headed your way next. Make sure you stay with us here on News 13. The battle in Banks Township continues. After an abrupt cancellation of last month's meeting, today's gathering again brought a heated debate. Residents turned to supervisors with concerns, but can the issues ever be handled with supervisors all on the same page?
From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Hey again, everyone. Thanks for staying with us on this Friday. I'm Kristen Bazinski. Well, we're going to begin tonight in Banks Township, where residents and supervisors met this morning in a meeting that had been rescheduled. When residents showed up for the original meeting earlier this month, they arrived to a sign on the door saying that the meeting had been canceled. And this morning, residents made sure to bring that issue back up.
The three of you are acting like children.
We're sick and tired of getting harassed, okay? From all of you. This is every meeting since we started the new year. All we have is harassment. And that's been going on constantly.
Enough!
We are the public. We are allowed to ask questions. Not harassment.
You're going to be in the hospital again.
Not harassment. That's right.
Yes, your priority was someone else over the township, which is not something that you said when you went around knocking on everybody's doors.
You're playing politics, Walter. That's all it is.
Arguing and disagreeing made up some of the meeting in Tresco this morning. Residents knew the last meeting had been canceled because Supervisor Teresa Schott had taken fellow Supervisor Walter Babowski to the hospital. With two of the three supervisors not present, there was no choice but to reschedule. But residents say Schott did have a choice to take Babowski to the hospital and claim it wasn't her job. Her job, they claim, is to put the township first and be present at meetings. And that issue was one of many during the nearly 3-hour meeting Friday morning. The location was also a hot topic. Literally, a humid garage that sits at the end of Tresco and offers no seating has been the meeting place ever since state police began investigating financial affairs regarding the Tresco Fire Company, the former meeting place. Under investigation or not, many residents still want to hold the monthly meetings at the fire company. Supervisors say right now that is not going to happen.
First of all, as we had mentioned, this is a garage as they have a garage. They pull their vehicles out the same as we do. And we have to come in compliance as far as to see also, which Mr. Whitko I think will take care of with the letter, if a permit was issued, also to have, I believe it's called an occupancy permit, a permit of assembly. They go by an occupancy permit. So we have to get these things straightened out right now, and hopefully make the different adjustments here in this garage that we're able to have meetings in the future.
Several residents still question supervisors if the garage they're currently using has a residency permit. Another issue added heat to the meeting, garbage collection. The board called an emergency meeting to get people to collect garbage, and a bill of nearly $2,000 followed. Supervisor Rick Porpiglia did not agree with the decision, amongst many others who were there. Even up to the last minute of this meeting, it seemed to be 2 against 3. Chairman Walter Babowski announced that the next meeting will be held July 11th at 8:30 in the morning. Porpiglia says the meetings cannot be changed and are to be held at 7 p.m. on the second Tuesday of the month. At least 15 people are out of their apartments tonight after a fire in Hazleton left the building they lived in damaged and with no power. Firefighters found flames up the back wall of the apartment building on West Broad Street in Hazleton. The call for help came in around midnight Thursday. A quick stop by city firefighters saved the structure, but it did send at least 15 people out onto the street. We know that at least one resident did accept assistance from the American Red Cross, while the other tenants went to stay with family and friends. The building is owned and operated by DNA Properties. A Pennsylvania State Police fire marshal was at the apartment complex this morning, assisting Hazleton City firefighters with searching for a cause. At this time, the cause of this blaze has been ruled undetermined and the investigation continues. The power was shut off to the building and remained that way as of earlier this afternoon. We know 3 of the apartments were damaged in that fire. A man is now calling a jail cell home after causing quite the commotion outside of a Hazleton City bar. Police tell News 13 it all went down outside of the Home Court Sports Bar on Alter Street right around 1 a.m. Friday morning. That's when Anthony Labello put a gun to the head of another man and then punched him in the mouth. Labello then turned the gun on the victim's 2 friends. Labello was slapped with a number of charges, including aggravated assault. A city man was nabbed by police after undercover agents caught him selling drugs to a known drug user to them. This is 22-year-old Adam Matarese, who was under investigation by police for nearly a month. Police say Matarese was hanging out in the area of 6th Street and Emerald Court. Surveillance cameras and several controlled buys helped catch the drug dealer, who police say has lived at several addresses throughout Hazleton, one being along Diamond Avenue. Matarese was slapped with several charges, including possession of a controlled substance. Judge Jozola arraigned him and sent him to jail under $50,000 bail. He was unable to make that bail and again is in prison tonight. Police are now looking for 2 men who broke into a tire shed at one department store and helped themselves to several items inside without paying. Now, this is the picture snapped by surveillance cameras at the Hazel Township Walmart early Tuesday morning. Police tell News 13 the 2 men broke into a tire shed and stole several items before loading them in the medium-sized U-Haul and then taking off. One of the males was wearing long jean shorts, a black tank top, and low-quarter sneakers with white socks. The other was wearing jeans and a gray hooded sweatshirt. Anyone with information is asked to call the state police. Coming up on News 13, after a handful of long-winded meetings and crunching numbers, has the Hazleton Area School District finally reached a budget? Did it pass? We'll have the answers to those questions shortly. But first, it was a hot Friday with temps soaring past the 80-degree mark and even into the 90s. How were folks keeping cool? We'll head down to Cunningham to find out. Welcome back, everyone. The temperatures once again soaring out there, up into the 90s today and for the weekend ahead. Folks are doing whatever they can to stay cool, and of course, the best way to do so, if you like to be outside, is to take a dip in the pool. It's the second heat wave of the season, cooking the Northeast, and we found tons of swimmers, big and small, diving into the Cunningham pool at Whispering Willows Park. Some of the kiddos were keeping their swim interesting and playing a fun game in the water, but most importantly, they were keeping cool.
Somebody's a shark, and when you're the minnows, the shark tries to tag you, and then you're it. I'm going in the pool and swimming.
Yeah, I bring my sons here. My daughter comes, my wife. We have a great time here. Awesome place to be during the summer.
Swimming, going off the diving board.
You got to come to the pool on a day like today. This is my beach, so takes place of coming to the beach.
Looks like everyone at the pool was having fun in the sun, and the high temps look like they will continue to soar throughout the weekend. We'll tell you about that in the forecast coming up, but remember to stay hydrated, wear your sunscreen, and if you have elderly neighbors or family, make sure you check in on them frequently during this heat wave. Bottom line, stay safe in the summer sun. It sure was a scorcher today, and beating the heat isn't always easy, especially when temperatures hit the 90-degree mark like they did today. So what will the weekend bring for early Independence Day celebrations? We'll get to the weather in just a bit, but first, a very cute creative condition from Arthur Contreras from the Arthur Street Elementary. Elijah Contreras from the Arthur Street Elementary School. He is a kindergartner there, and he shows us that he is cooling off on a hot day by taking a swim on a sunny day. Thank you to Elijah for sharing this with us. Now to your forecast. Mostly clear skies, low down to 67 will be our forecast for the rest of this Friday, and moving on to your 4-day outlook. You see sun across the board. There is a chance of a thunderstorm on Saturday and Sunday, but it's going to be hot over the weekend, folks, so just remember to stay hydrated, stay safe, and if you can, just stay in the shade or go swimming. Your forecast brought to you by the Lazy Dog Salon, Dog and Cat Grooming, North Broad Street, West Hazelton. Call 459-0310 to make an appointment for your furry friend today. Also, Valley High Drive-In, Route 93, West Hazelton. Make sure you stop by this weekend for a cool treat at Valley High Drive-In. Well, call it a compromise amongst Hazelton area school directors. With 4 budget plans on the table, the board combined different aspects of at least 2 of them to come up with the money plan approved Thursday night. Luzerne and Carbon residents will see an increase in taxes, while Schuylkill residents who live in the district will see a decrease. And in the end, the district will be able to move forward with renovating the Can Do building, which will be the district's Academy of Sciences in Butler Township. But the money plan also eliminates several employees, including the Director of Transportation, Fred Mariano, who will be given a $20,000 severance payment, a stipulation Mariano negotiated with school board members before Thursday's budget passing. News 13 talked with 2 board members who voted for this budget option.
There was a compromise between really option 2 and option 3. 2C allows us to move forward with the building projects. The Maple Manor building, which we're really excited about opening and alleviating the overcrowding in almost all of our city elementary schools. Moving forward with the magnet school, I had an opportunity just a few moments ago to speak to a father of an 8th grader who is in the McAdoo area, and the daughter is excited to be a part of this program as it's starting. There's so much excitement for these new programs and these new buildings that to me represented a way for us to continue to put student achievement and student safety at the forefront, while again trying to eliminate overburdening our taxpayers.
We're in a different situation than other districts. Our enrollment's still going up. We need buildings, we need space, we need to put kids in other buildings. We have 2 buildings. The state has basically threw a wrench into everything, and you have a choice of sitting back and waiting and just letting the overcrowding continue, or try to do something. I just think it's the right thing to do. The popular thing to do is just sit there and say, well, let the buildings sit and not raise taxes and stay overcrowded. I don't think that's what we should be doing, and that's why I voted for it. I think, after a long, hard look, we need space for our kids, and we have the buildings, so we might as well try to use them.
Wallace was also pleased with the board's vote to reopen 3 of the district's swimming pools. He's been an advocate for bringing back the pools ever since they were closed last year to save money. Voting against the budget were directors Carmela Yankiewicz, Steve Hahn, Tony Bonomo, and Clarence John, all citing they were not in favor of a tax hike. To learn more about the Hazelton area school district budget, you can check out Mia Light's story on the money plans passing in today's edition of the Hazelton Standard Speaker. Coming up, we asked you in Wednesday's Social Chatter what you thought about self-administered HIV tests being sold in pharmacies. We'll share what some of you had to say in just a bit. And Freddie's in right next after a quick commercial break with all your sports action. You won't want to miss it. Well, on Wednesday, we asked you what you thought about HIV tests being sold in local pharmacies. Is it a good idea or a bad one? This heated debate seemed to catch your eye on our Facebook page. Chrissy Copeland feels that people need support and education. She says, I guess in theory it is a good idea, but still my vote is no. Yvonne Ramirez says, they should be available. Help and support centers might just bring a major dilemma to the areas such as those problems drug rehabilitation centers have created. And lastly, Tim Mooney says, in this day, who is dumb enough to have sex without protection anyway? And Thursday, Obamacare, the president's health care reform plan, passed with a 5-4 vote by the Supreme Court. We asked you to voice your opinion on Obamacare. And Yo had a lot to say. Karen Cabell says the healthcare system has faults, but why not just fix the problems? Why ditch the entire system? She thinks it's all for control. John Petoskey says the Affordable Health Care Act penalty has now been redefined by the Supreme Court. It's practically impossible for Obama to campaign on his greatest achievement since the court has deemed the penalty for not having insurance as a tax. He's in a political pickle. Papa Gene says, of course, everything will go sky high, and we at the lower levels will end up paying more. And finally, Rob Thomas Jr. thinks this is the worst decision ever made by a president. Thanks so much for sharing your opinion with us here at News 13. All right, and finally tonight, it's a bee of a story, let me tell you. Bees, hundreds of bees found in the city of Hazleton this afternoon. Right off McKinley Street. They actually had to, the homeowners and the property owners actually had to call a beekeeper, as you can see, in to take care of this bee problem. Hundreds of them, a very dangerous situation. Thankfully, the bees have been taken away and they are in a new home, and I'm sure that they were making lots of honey there on McKinley Street in the city of Hazleton. That is a scary job, one I sure would not want. But everyone is safe and the bees have a new home. So it's a happy ending to the story. Well, that'll do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day and a part of your week. You can catch this newscast again with a rebroadcast throughout tonight, or simply go to News 13's website at ssptv.com. That's where you can find everything Greater Hazleton and beyond. It's all just a click away. On behalf of your News 13 team, be safe if you're doing any Independence Day celebrating this weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday. Good night.